remove the wheel, use a 21mm socket. Take the lug nuts off. Take the wheel off. With the wheel speed sensor harness right here, I want to unclip it from the knuckle right there, right here, and then also right here. And there's a connector on this side. Disconnect the connector. You can use a trim tool to pry it out from the frame, and then push down on the button right here. You may need a screwdriver or a pick. Push down on that and then slide it off. Just like that. Then we'll set this aside. Now to take this cotter pin off, you can use some side cutters. Slide that out. Use a 22mm socket. Take this nut, we're going to loosen it up. So I'm just going to leave the nut on a few threads, and then we're going to separate the ball joint from the knuckle. Now I'm going to use a pickle fork to separate the ball joint. Now I can take this nut off and just slide this out of the way. You don't want this sliding out too far because you're going to have the axle come out. So just keep this over here. You can use some type of bungee cord or something to hold this in place. You want to check and make sure there's no snap ring right here. If there is, take it off. You can use some snap ring pliers or even a pick and a screwdriver. You might be able to, that might even be easier. Try to slide this off, just like that. Now we're going to need a ball joint press. You're going to have to get creative. Find a cup that goes over the top part of the ball joint so that you can press it through. Every ball joint press is a little bit different. And you can just try to press this up like this. All right, now I'm just going to press this up. If you have a cup that will push right in that area, that would be a little bit better. There's different adapters, obviously. You could also put the nut on the end of this if it needs to be a little more stable, but this is working fine. And once it gets loose, it's probably all the way through. Pop that off. And there it is. Now take the new ball joint, and it's going to go in the same way it came out. It's going to slide in right here, and you're going to do the same thing with some cups. Find a cup that's going to sit on the top, and then you're going to need a cup underneath that's going to be big enough where the ball joint can slide through it. As I tighten it up, it's pushing the ball joint in. All right, that's all the way down. You can see it looks good all the way around. I can take the tool off. Take the new snap ring and some snap ring pliers. Just spread this. And just get it in that groove. Make sure it's in the groove all the way around. That looks good. Now I'll just slide this into the knuckle. Get that lined up. Get the castle nut on. Now we'll torque this nut to 58 foot-pounds. And if the castle nut doesn't line up with the hole, you can tighten it a little bit more so the cotter pin goes through. That's good. Slide the cotter pin through. Take some side cutters. I'm going to bend this. wind it around. Then you can trim the excess, just like that. And take the wheel speed sensor harness, slide that back into the brackets. And plug the connector in. And push it down, lock it in place. And put the wheel back on. And the lug nuts. Now I'm going to torque the lug nuts to 98 foot-pounds in a cross pattern to tighten the wheel down evenly. And I prefer to double check, so just go around one more time. Take off your wheel lock key. Keep in mind, after you're done this repair, you want to take the vehicle to a local garage to have it aligned so that you don't have premature tire wear.